find and describe the discontinuities in f of x equals x squared minus x minus 2 all over x minus 2. Now, this is a rational function. I'm going to rewrite it over here. F of x equals x squared minus x minus 2 all over x minus 2. And we have a vague sense of what the graphs of rational functions look like. However, there is something that we can simplify here a little bit. Let's factor that numerator. If we factor x squared minus x minus 2, we need two numbers that have a product of -2 and a sum of -1. Those are going to be -2 and +1. And when we factor that, we can see that there's a common factor in the numerator and denominator that we can cancel out. And that simplifies things to x plus 1. However, we have to remember that when we take a function and we simplify it by canceling out a factor in the numerator and denominator, the new function that we get is equal to the original function, except there's usually a difference in domain. And the difference in domain here is that this original function is not defined at x equals 2, but this new function is. So if we want to see what the graph of our function looks like, we can graph the simplified version, but we need to include a discontinuity at x equals 2. So let's draw a sketch of this graph. So we know y equals x plus 1 is a linear function that has an x-intercept of 1 and has a slope of 1. So it is a line that looks something like this. But remember, our original function is not defined at 2. So when we are drawing our function, once we get to 2 on the x-axis, we need to put in an open circle because the function is not defined there. So everywhere else it's defined, and it's a linear function, but there's this one discontinuity at x equals 2. And so we can say we have a removable discontinuity at x equals 2, but because otherwise it's just a linear function, and a linear function is defined everywhere and is continuous everywhere, we know that that is the only discontinuity here.